Hi guys, happy Tuesday. It is Tuesday, right? Yeah. Okay. Welcome to our team call. We have officially 9 days left of the month. Technically eight if you're forgetting today, but don't forget today because the day, in my opinion, is young. A lot of good stuff happens after 8 o'clock at night. So it has been such an interesting day for me, and I just have to share about it here. um, because of all of you. I have had personal conversations with, I can't even count the number of people today. And a lot of it has been like fires lit. Okay. And in a way that is very like, let's get back to basics and let's remind ourselves why we are here in the first place. Um, a lot of people I've been talking to about like their reason for being here, whether it's like financial, whether it's like a purpose thing, whether they're motivated by trips or retreats or Cabo or, building their savings or, getting rid of debt or like whatever it is, or just overall health. I've had like conversations with, I can't even count how many of you just today alone about that. And I just want to remind you, I think it was Amber who dropped in the chat like something Julie Voris said on the call last night, like not what is your upline's passion, like what is your passion? And it's kind of like the same thing. Like just because I am very financially motivated doesn't mean that you guys all are. Maybe you are, but maybe you're thing is like I'm here for the community, right? And so maybe what motivates you more is like a retreat or a trip. And so if you're in my direct level one downline, we have a big retreat. I just announced it this morning. If you're in the downline at all, you know that we as a team are working to get to Cabo together. So the whole call today, I think it was at 12 o'clock, was like the roadmap to get you there. And so if you haven't seen that, you can go watch that recording. Um, but I just wanted to take tonight to have a little bit of a gut check, okay? So many of you are working on goals, and some of you are kind of what I call like silent assassins. Like you move well, but you don't ever share about it. And so I am encouraging you guys tonight to get loud about what your goals are, okay? Get loud with the team, get loud with your upline, whoever it is, get loud on your socials and be social on social, right? Jamie dropped that in the Healthy Hustle chat if you're in there. Like, share what your goals are and share why you're doing it, okay? So, and I say that because we have 9 days left in the month, and what I don't want is for in the back of your mind, you're like, I really, like, really, my goal was director, but I'm going to play it safe and say, I'm just going to see what happens. Or maybe you're like, I really want to lock in my first Star Club bonus, but you've not ever said that to anyone, right? Like just because you put it out there, I think it becomes scarier for people. Like, well, I said it, and if I fall short, then I feel like a failure, so I don't want to say it. But you need to say it because there are so many big brains on this team, and I don't just mean our directors. I mean women who are showing up and showing out behind the scenes, and they're doing it quietly, and they're doing it with smarts and brain and initiative. And those women are on your team and can pour into you. They have ideas that I don't have yet, right? Like they pour into me. And I learn from my uplines, I learn from my downlines. Like everybody has something to learn. But if you have a goal and you're feeling like you're struggling to get there, talk to the team, share what it is. So tonight, I actually want to take a moment and I want you guys all get ready to type in the chat because I'm going to be asking you some questions, okay? I want you guys all to tell me like what is your actual goal for this month? Maybe you're pushing for director. Maybe you're pushing for Star Club. Maybe you want to make your first sale. Maybe it's a PTV goal. Maybe it's a percentage, commission percentage. Like maybe it's like hitting 15% or 20% or 25 for the first time. Maybe you're in qualifications. It doesn't matter what it is. I want the chat to be blowing up with whatever that goal is. Because we are going to spend just a couple of minutes unpacking them, not one by one, but you'll see what I mean in a second. Okay. Who's iPhone 3? Is that Stacia? Director for second month, it's either Stacia or Katie, and I see Katie. Okay, it must be Stacia. Okay, lock in month 6 of director. Locking in 25%. Star Club and a new ambassador. Okay, we love that. Director, star bonus, star bonus, star bonus. Senior director month 2, 30%. You guys motivate me so much. Director and another Star Club bonus. Okay. New ambassador. Okay. So we're gonna kind of divide this. Okay, I see you, Stash. We're gonna kind of divide this. Obviously, if you're like new ambassador, we can't exactly reverse engineer that in a numbers way. Other than like you can't expect to grow your team if you're not inviting to your business, right? That's that's the basics of it. And I mean every day, right? Um, I think it was Amber said this today. She was telling me about her one-on-one with Steve, and he had said, when you start to grow your team, your sales will decrease because you're pouring into mentoring new people, right? And that's okay. But likewise, if you're pouring more into inviting to your business, you might send less customer invites. But like it just depends on your end goal, right? If you're here to be an affiliate, then that's probably not what you're spending your time doing. But I want to split this into two, okay? We have some people going for director, some people going for other ranks, holding ranks, and some of that is like you need certain PTV, right? Some people are like, I want to hit a Star Club bonus for the first time. Okay. So we have 9 days left in the month, and we are going to reverse engineer this. So if you're we're gonna just take director. Okay. If you need 2,000 PTV, right? You need to take whatever your PTV is at right now and minus it from 2,000. Okay. Heather, can you type this in the chat if are you on a computer? You look, okay. So you're going to take the 2,000 and you're going to minus where you're at. That's what you have left, right? I'm doing the same thing. So for me, I did this before I got on. My goal is month 2 for our team for executive coordinator. And I'm currently at 11,222 for OV. Okay. So what I need is 8,778. Okay. That's what I need over the next 9 days. That is what you guys are all going to do if you're going for director right now. Okay. So I did this with some of you today. So it should be should be easy for those of you who we did it today. And that was quite a few of you. Okay. Now, if you're somebody who's like, director's not on my radar right now, but I want to hit a Star Club bonus, then you need to look at, okay, what is Star Club bonus? That is very basic. 3 new people, $500, right? So we're going to take that $500. And if you don't have any sales, right, with new customers, you're going to divide 500 by 9 days left in the month. And that shows you need $55 in sales a day to get there. And that has to be split amongst 3 people. So I want to see in the chat, I want to see where you're at. I want you guys to actually take a few seconds and do the math. Pull out your calculators. This is how we get from setting a goal and actually doing the action that gets us to that goal. Because if we don't even know what we need, we're spinning our wheels saying, I hope I can get there. I'll try, right? That doesn't actually give us the action. So I want to see it in the comments. What does everyone need? Whether it's you're filling in your director bubbles or you're going for a Star Club. If you guys are confused, say that too. just get specific. Is it are you talking about dollar amounts for Star Club or is that PTV for director? PTV? Okay. Okay. When you guys look at the numbers, Star Club. Okay. Yep. Need 356 and one new customer. Okay. So two things I want you to ask yourself. Number one, when you break it down like this, does this feel more realistic? Does this give you like a daily goal to focus on? Yes, Elizabeth, congratulations. I heard you got your first sale over the weekend. That's amazing. That's a huge deal. You're brand new. That's amazing. Good job. Um, yeah, and $81 a day is so doable, right? And if you weren't on the team yet for last month, I dropped PTV pricing charts for everything in the whole storefront. And if you need those again, just reach out to me. I'll just send them straight to your DMs. But it's like basically how much PTV or PV, excuse me, is with each item and how much each one costs. So you could say like, oh, I need $81 a day, and that could be selling this one time a day, right? Or selling this every other day. So you can kind of reverse engineer it like that. So number one, does it feel more realistic? And number two, is your goal safe? Is your goal safe? Are you setting goals at the bare minimum? Or are you actually shooting for the goal that you know you're capable of? Not what your brain is telling you, this is probably all you can do this month. Okay? Because I think that there are some people on our team who have humongous potential, but their mindset makes them second guess themselves. Right? So I'm just, and yeah, I'm just looking at all of your numbers. And some of you are in here like, no, I'm the complete opposite. I'm shooting for a big, hairy, scary goal. Like, this is a freaking hard work. Like, this is a lot for me, right? But some of you are not. And you know who you are. And some of you are playing it safe. Okay? So, when we have these types of goals, you guys, we have to stop saying things like, I'm gonna try for it, right? There are certain circumstances where you work your absolute ass off and fall short. That is not what I'm talking about. Okay. What I'm talking about is doing the hard work when it's inconvenient to hit a really hard goal. Okay. I'm not talking about somebody who pours into their business and prioritizes the time and does it every single day without fail and shows up consistently. But this is a gut check. Okay. Are you showing up consistently? Remember how I just was talking about like you have this goal, but if you don't know what you need to get there, it's going to be hard to get there, right? That's why we're looking at the numbers and we're breaking it down mathematically. Like, what do we need, right? That also goes with your work ethic. Okay, like what needs to happen every single day for this to work? One thing I can tell you for certain is that people will not come to you. Okay, people are not going to um just flood your inbox because you shared one time about Vivix in your stories. They're not going to. I can tell you I'm sending hundreds of messages every single day because my goals are disgustingly scary to me right now. I have no shirt on because I've been sweating all day. Like, thinking about how we're gonna pull this off from month two in qualifications, right? Like to the point where Derek and I are coming up with a young athletes bundle for him to like we had our best girl chat GPT help us create a message to the parents of the kids that he trains. Like, what do we have that's safe in our storefront for middle and high school kids? Because I have to get ugly creative. And when I say ugly creative, I mean I have to pull off this put together like business owner face and get nasty with some creative thinking. Like I have to just like find new every single month. And last month I dipped my toe into like, okay, who does he have at his school that he teaches with? Who could like I wrote a message for the guy coaches and I wrote a message for the girl teachers and the guidance counselors and I ended up with like three sales, right? These aren't people I know, but they're people he knows. And I was like, copy, paste, send to this person, right? And so it that was uncomfortable for me and maybe for him too. I don't know. He didn't say no. Actually, he did say no, and I was like, I will come to that school. Don't fucking play with me. But it ended up in three new customer sales. That's a Star Club bonus. You know what I'm saying? Like that that made the difference in hitting that huge goal or not, right? And so I want you guys to ask yourself, like, is your action and with your business tasks actually getting there? Okay, so now you've reverse engineered, you know what you need to do. Are you doing it? And I'm not saying that you need to be on this team with the spirit of unhealthy hustle. That is not at all what I'm saying. But what I am saying is if you are showing up on this team with a goal that means something to you, then you don't just check the boxes on a tracker. You do what it takes. So what does that mean? That means sending invites that are out of your comfort zone. That means sending invites to people who you assume will say no. That means following up with people when you feel like you're being annoying. That means getting up earlier, right? That means staying up later. I was even having a conversation with somebody earlier today about she took a vacation earlier in the month and it was just like I had the wrong idea about taking vacations with this business. I always thought, nope, I'm gonna unplug, really, really unplug and just not show up. But when you do that, you miss out on the opportunity for people to build trust with you because you're showing a side of you that isn't business. You're showing up on social to share your family, to share your vacation, right? And so it might not be like sales, 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 but this business isn't just sharing business. And if you do that, you're going to flop, right? You have to build trust with people by showing your life, showing your trips, showing your family, like getting down to the nitty gritty of who you are because people don't join for the products, they join for you because they trust you, because they like you, right? They want to join your team, right? So it does. It takes intentional work on trips, in the morning, at night. And another gut check that I had with somebody today, I preach pocket work. I do. I preach pocket work. Pocket work doesn't work for everyone. Sometimes you just need to block off a dang hour of your time and plug the flip in. Because some people have jobs, like I know in my job, that I have absolutely nobody looking down on me and I can make my own schedule and make my own and move things around and I don't have to ask anyone for permission. And so I know that pocket work is super doable for me in my profession, right? Some people don't have that. They don't know what their day is going to look like. So they could be slammed all day and then what they intended on for pocket time turns into no work at all. And if you're somebody who has a job like that, then you need to stop relying on pocket time. And you either need to get up an hour earlier or you need to communicate with your family, hey, between 8 and 9 or whenever the kids go down, between 8 and 10, I'm plugging into work. And it's one of those things where it's like, you know what? I don't really, I I don't really want to do this right now because I'm tired and it's much easier to just turn on Netflix and kick up my feet, right? And again, I'm not talking unhealthy hustle. I am talking to the woman on here who has a goal. And this is how you move from I'm going to try to hit it to I am going to hit it and I don't care what it takes. It's a different mindset. It is a different work ethic. Okay. But so my hope tonight was to give you guys the tools to really reverse engineer what you need to do mathematically and mentally because it takes both. Okay? It takes both to hit your goals in this kind of a business. All right? Um, so let's chat some incentives. Let me just pull up my screen here. Similar to last month, I am going to be offering some incentives for you guys. I am pretty solidified on the details of it, but I kind of wanted to just throw it out here on this call so that you guys kind of know what we're looking at, what you're looking at, what you could win, and how you get entered. Um, I originally said that probably only my level ones would have access to the new Pina Colada Life Shake, and I've really just changed my mind about that. So this is open to the entire downline. Okay, I don't care if you're director, I don't care what your rank is, I don't care who your upline is. This is for every single person on this call or who is going to be watching the recording. Um, so we're in the last stretch of the month. Last time I did this for our team, it was a really crazy weekend. We had like 2 days left in the month with, I think, like 3,500 OV to lock in, and we did it. So, again, I'm still learning, and I'm not going to wait till the last couple of days of the month. So, tomorrow morning marks the countdown for technically 8 days, right? We have a Wednesday to a Wednesday. Okay. So, again, you're going to have one entry for $100 personal order, and this will be posted first thing in the morning in the team page too. So, you remember that post with like the tickets? So, we're going to be doing that again. So, you're going to have entries. There's going to be two $50 gift cards raffled off and a full bag of Life Shake. Now, if you're somebody who is like, I already have Life Shake, or I already have my, because I know our director's got like a couple of bags. I am happy to swap that out for a $50 gift card. Okay. So this incentive is for every single person on this team, and every single person can earn it. Um, so one entry for a $100 personal order, two entries for a customer order over 100, three entries for a $200 personal order, and then I'm going to throw in one more, and it's going to be four entries, and it's going to be for a large customer order. Okay. So, I'm going to I'm actually going to drop it in the chat just so you guys can copy and paste it if you want to look at it tonight. But this is the product pricing and PV list. Uh, there we go. So you can copy and paste that into your phone or into your notes or whatever, and that will help you. We just reverse engineered your goals. What are you considering large customer order? Oh, okay. So it will probably be like a customer order over $200 will be like a four ticket entry. Um, and so I'm gonna have it all typed up, and well, I do have it all typed up, but I wanna just perfect it a little bit tonight. But I wanted to just throw it out there for you guys so that you know. Um, and as we move forward, so every single day working towards this like big goal, right? I'm going to be sharing my rings. I'm going to be sharing my OV in the team chat. I'm going to be sharing it in my level ones chat. And seriously, you guys, I encourage you to do the same every dang day. This isn't just about my team goal. Like this is all of us not only working towards team goals, but our own individual goals. I don't care if you're dropping your Star Club. I don't care if you're sharing orders. I don't care if you're like two more tickets into the raffle, right? Like, yes. Well, it's going to start right now. Right this second. So like if you have a sale after this call or a personal order after this call and it's like before midnight, that count we're counting it. Like it counts. Um So I want you guys to share your circles. And I don't want you to do your big, hairy, scary goals by yourself. Like um, this team moves together and we move better when we're cheering each other on. Okay. And it does not matter even if your goal is to make your first sale. Okay. Or to have a new customer by the end of the month. Right. But don't do it silently because you're afraid you're going to fail. Don't do that. We have people doing that. Okay. Does anyone have any questions about incentives or end of the month or Star Club or director? No questions? No questions at all? Okay. We have 30 minutes left. Who wants to plug into some work? Anyone want to work? Okay. Um, I'm going to stop the recording. And we're anyone can get off if you want to or need to. But if you're ready to plug into some work, I'm going to be staying on Zoom and I mean, I'll be working till 10. I'll shut the Zoom down at 9. But okay. No questions before I stop the recording. Okay.